Have you ever really truly stopped to think about why you eat what you eat? It turns out our plates are governed by this whole set of deep, often totally invisible rules. Let's start digging into the hidden architecture of our meals together. So, let me just ask you straight up. Why do you eat what you eat? Is it really just about what tastes good or what's convenient? Well, the real answer is way more fascinating, and it's woven right into the fabric of our culture, our history, and even our families. The key idea we're going to explore here is food habits. See, it's not about random choices. We're talking about the conscious, collective, and repetitive things we do, the behaviors we learn from the world around us. This means eating isn't just a biological thing. It's a deeply social and cultural one. Okay, so to break this all down, here's our game plan. We'll look at the hidden rules shaping your plate, explore when these customs can actually cause harm, connect it all to our health, and finally, see how our habits are changing today.
First up, let's look at the many invisible forces behind your food choices. You might be really surprised by just how many factors are at play every single time you sit down for a meal.
It really all starts with family, doesn't it? Our very first tastes, our go-to comfort foods, the rhythm of our meals, these are all habits passed down from one generation to the next. Your grandmother's recipes are so much more than just food. They're a cultural inheritance that shapes your identity from the very first bite.
And then there's the power of geography, which has a massive impact on what we eat. Just take India, for example. Rice absolutely dominates the south, while wheat-based foods like roti and naan are the staples up north. It's a direct reflection of what the local land, the climate, and the economy can actually provide.
Religion is another incredibly powerful force, creating these really clear rules and even food taboos. For many Hindus and Jains, for example, avoiding meat isn't just a dietary preference, it's a core part of their spiritual practice. And a list of influences just keeps going. I mean, think about it. Your age, your gender, the climate you live in, and even your economic situation all play a role. A growing child's needs are completely different from an adult's, and something like poverty can severely limit your access to quality, nutritious food.
Now, here's a really fascinating concept. Some cultures classify foods not by their actual temperature, but by their perceived effect on the body. So you have hot foods like meat and eggs, which are believed to generate body heat, while things like milk and bananas are cold. This system dictates what's appropriate to eat during an illness or even in certain seasons.
But you know, these deeply rooted customs aren't always harmless. In fact, some traditional beliefs can cause real harm, especially for the most vulnerable members of a community.
This is such a critical point. During pregnancy and nursing, times when nutrition is absolutely paramount, some customs impose really dangerous restrictions. The belief that papaya can cause a miscarriage or that eating more will lead to a difficult birth, that can lead to serious nutrient deficiencies for both the mother and child. In some areas, vital foods like leafy greens and fruits are avoided entirely. Another harmful habit is pica, this compulsion to eat non-food items like clay or dirt. While the causes are pretty complex, it's often linked to the body craving minerals it's just not getting from food, like iron or zinc. This is particularly common in pregnant women and children, and it's basically introducing harmful substances into the body.
And the harm isn't always in what we don't eat, but in how we prepare our food. Seemingly innocent practices like draining the water after boiling rice or boiling vegetables for way too long can literally strip away essential vitamins and minerals, leaving you with a much less nutritious meal.
This brings us to the undeniable link between our food habits and our health. The science is totally clear. What we eat directly impacts our physical and our mental well-being.
You know, malnutrition is really a two-sided coin. On one side, there's undernutrition, which leads to conditions like stunting, where a child is too short for their age, and wasting, where they're too thin. It can also cause life-threatening forms of starvation, like kwashiorkor and marasmus. Then, on the other side, there's overnutrition, which can lead to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease.
And specific deficiencies have direct, sometimes devastating consequences. There is a clear, straight line connecting the lack of a certain vitamin or mineral to a particular disease, from a vitamin A deficiency causing night blindness to a lack of iron leading to anemia. So the crucial point is this. Good nutrition supports physical and mental growth and helps prevent specific diseases. It's truly the foundation of a healthy life, protecting us and helping us thrive. But the story doesn't end there. Our food habits are not static. They are constantly evolving. So let's look at the modern shifts and the solutions being developed to improve nutrition for everyone.
Factors like urbanization, new food technologies, and the rise of fortified foods are all transforming traditional diets. Alongside these changes, nutrition education is becoming absolutely essential to help people make healthier choices in this new food landscape.
And governments are stepping in with large-scale public health initiatives. In India, for instance, programs to distribute vitamin A and iron supplements are directly combating deficiency diseases. They're also fortifying staple foods like salt and flour to boost the nutritional intake of the entire population.
And this brings us to one of the biggest takeaways here. Solving nutrition isn't just about biology. It's this complex interplay of agriculture, economics, and culture. To truly solve these problems, we have to look at the entire system.
There's a real laser focus now on a specific number, 1,000 days. Initiatives like Poshan Abhiyan target the critical window from conception to a child's second birthday because they recognize that good nutrition during this period has lifelong benefits for health and development.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this: our food habits are a rich, complex mix of culture, belief, science, and economics. What's on your plate tells a story about who you are, where you come from, and the world you live in.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to consider. The next time you eat, take a moment to think, what hidden food rule, passed down through your family or culture, will you examine on your own plate today?